Hello and welcome. You're watching Superfast 50 on Republic TV. I'm Rukma. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Sydney on the third and final leg of his three-nation tour after concluding his visit to Papua New Guinea, where he co-hosted the FIPIC summit and met leaders from the Pacific Island nations to boost bilateral ties. At Sydney Airport, members of the Indian diaspora welcomed PM Modi with chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram, and was cheered by the massive crowd who came to welcome the Prime Minister.
अब ऑस्ट्रेलिया पहुंचे हैं। सिडनी से ये दृश्य प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी
And during his two-day visit to the country, the Prime Minister will also attend a community event in Sydney to celebrate Australia's diverse Indian diaspora. PM Modi is slated to hold bilateral talks with his Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese on Wednesday, the 24th of May. According to Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra, Albanese will also host a dinner for the Prime Minister. In an interview to The Australian, a newspaper down under, Prime Minister Modi said he wants to take the relationship between Australia and India to the next level, including closer defence and security ties to help ensure an open and free Indo-Pacific. PM Modi will also attend a meeting with Australian Governor-General David Hurley. Will interact with Australian CEOs and business leaders and address the Indian diaspora at a community event in Sydney. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended a business event with Australian CEOs where he had one-on-one interaction with Australia's leading CEOs. Andrew Forrest, Executive Chairman of Fortesque Future Industries, Paul Schroeder, CEO of Australian Super, and Gina Reinhardt, Executive Chairman of Hancock Prospecting. The Harris Park area in Parramatta in Sydney will also receive a special announcement during the community event. It will be officially recognized as Little India in acknowledgement of its significant Indian population and its reputation as a hub for Indian cuisine and Indian-owned small to medium businesses. The Australian government's website recognizes Harris Park as a unique destination for those seeking an authentic Indian experience. In a warm gesture towards India, Hipkins insists on flying to Papua New Guinea specially to meet PM Modi. The Prime Minister, according to sources, said there were some doubts whether Hipkins would go ahead with his visit to Papua New Guinea after the last-minute cancellation of Joe Biden, since the New Zealand PM had scheduled his visit to the Pacific Island nation to coincide with that of the US President and Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday was honoured with the Pahlawan tool, a buckle that was gifted to him by President Surangel S. Whips Jr. of the Republic of Palau. The two counterparts met on the sidelines of the summit of the Forum for Indo-Pacific Islands Cooperation. After the successful completion of day one of the G20 summit, Kashmir is all decked up as it enters day two today. The valley has received a massive facelift. Graffiti depicting the scenic beauty and colors of Srinagar seen covering the walls of the city. Security also has been beefed up in view of possible terror threats. The government on Monday unveiled the draft national strategy on film tourism at the third G20 Tourism Working Group meeting in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, to provide a roadmap to harness the role of films in promoting tourist destinations. According to the draft, the vision of NSFD is to position India as a preferred country of choice for producing motion pictures to further stimulate tourism here. Union Minister Jitendra Singh has said that Kashmir is the best location a film producer or director can find, that there is huge potential in the Union territory.
Best part of it is the versatile beauty. It's very cost effective shooting in Kashmir. You have the plateaus, you have fountains, you have snow peaks, you have golf courses, you have valleys, you have meadows, everything.
And as many as countries participating in the Film Tourism for Economic Growth and Cultural Preservation event, which is being held on the third G20 summit of the Tourism Working Group in Srinagar since yesterday. Some of the countries are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, the United States, France, Germany, Indonesia, India, Italy, Japan, among others. Meanwhile, in the media briefing, Chief Coordinator Harshvardhan Shringla said G20 has brought world's attention to Jammu and Kashmir.
Tourists are looking at Srinagar as a destination, are visiting Srinagar. And I think the G20 meeting will highlight and showcase the best of tourism in Jammu and Kashmir, and it will no doubt inspire confidence, provide that necessary publicity, and the promotion efforts that the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is making and the Government of India is making will be more than amply.
Actor CHARAN is in Srinagar to attend the prestigious G20 Tourism Working Group meet, which began on Monday. Speaking on the occasion, he recalled his connection to Kashmir. The RRR star said he has been coming to Kashmir since 1986 and that there is something magical about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, I now have the proud privilege.
And no matter what we hear about Kashmir or whatever, this is such a surreal feeling when you come to Kashmir.
Celebrated actor CHARAN matched steps on the RRR song NAATU NAATU with South Korean ambassador to India Chang Hae-bok at the G20 in Kashmir. Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy told Republic TV about the G20 Working Group meeting in Srinagar that tourism is a sector providing employment and develops a region.
ऐसा एक क्षेत्र है, लोगों को रोजगार देती है, प्रांत को विकास करती है। श्रीनगर ऐसे प्रांत है, जम्मू कश्मीर ऐसे प्रांत है, टूरिस्ट बहुत साल से नहीं आते थे, रोजगार नहीं मिलता था, बेरोजगार रहते थे। आज टूरिज्म विकास होने के कारण श्रीनगर में हो, जम्मू कश्मीर हो, हजारों लोगों को रोजगार मिल रहे।
And the Republic's team is on the ground in Srinagar, speaking with delegates at the prestigious G20 Working Group, Tourism Working Group meet. And among the delegates we spoke to was Christina Chan of Singapore.
I think so far it's great. Yeah, it's I think the hospitality provided by the Indian government is wonderful. Yeah.
Security is strengthened at public places, including bus terminals, as the third Tourism Working Group meeting of the G20 began in Srinagar. Since yesterday, officials say checkpoints have been set up across the city, where vehicles are being stopped and searched, while frisking of people has been intensified and their identification is being checked at bus terminals. And moving on to other top stories that we're tracking here on Superfast 50. The Delhi High Court on Monday issued a notice to the British Broadcasting Corporation, that's the BBC, based on a defamation suit moved by a Gujarat-based non-NGO. The suit claims BBC has released a 2-episode news documentary titled India, the Modi Question that is defamatory. Union Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated Janganana Bhawan in Delhi. During the inauguration, he said he is confident that data from the next census exercise will help in making India a developed nation. Special National Investigation Agency Court in Jharkhand's Ranchi on Monday has sent Dinesh GOPE, self-styled Supremo of the outlawed Naxal outfit People's Liberation Front of India, to 8 days custody. Dinesh GOPE, alias Kuldeep Yadav, alias Badku, was produced before the NIA court yesterday. Senior Aam Aadmi Party functionary and former Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain who has been jailed since May last year under a money laundering case, was rushed to Safdarjung Hospital in the city on Monday due to a deteriorating health condition. WFI chief and BJP MP Brij Bhushan Charan Singh, who is facing sexual harassment allegations on Sunday, said he is ready to undergo a polygraph test but on the condition that star wrestlers Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia would also do so.
ऊपर अपने पोस्ट किया है कि नार्को टेस्ट कराने में कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, लेकिन जैसे विनेश फोगाट है, बजरंग पूनिया है या अन्य वो खिलाड़ी जिन लोगों ने आरोप लगाया है, सबके नार्को टेस्ट कराए जाए।
And wrestler Bajrang Punia on Monday said he and all 7 wrestlers who have made sexual harassment allegations against Brij Bhushan are ready to take the narco test.
वो रेडी है तो उनका नार्को टेस्ट करवाया जाए, माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की निगरानी में हो और पूरा देश लाइव देखे उस चीज को कि उनसे क्या सवाल पूछे जा रहे हैं और क्या जो कंप्लेंट खिलाड़ियों ने दी है उनसे क्या सवाल पूछे जा रहे हैं। उन्होंने सिर्फ 2 ही नाम लिए कि विनेश का और बजरंग का नार्को टेस्ट होना चाहिए। जिन्होंने 7 लड़कियों ने जो कंप्लेंट दी है उनका भी तो होना चाहिए ना। हम तैयार हैं।
Assam Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sharma said the Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) may be lifted from the state by November at the first ever Commandant's Conference. This was what he said, that the Central Armed Forces police forces would be replaced by the Assam Police battalions. Bihar Chief Minister NITISH Kumar met Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and former party chief Rahul Gandhi on Monday, the second such meeting in the last 1.5 months amid his efforts to strengthen opposition unity to take on the BJP in the upcoming general elections. Ahead of 2024 elections, a big setback for the Congress as Akhilesh Yadav and Mamta not likely, it appears, to be part of the opposition unity plan of the Congress. And even as nationalist NCP chief Sharad Pawar is pressing for opposition unity, he has made it clear that his party has locked horns with Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena in Maharashtra over a seat-sharing formula now. And moving on, India is preparing to send a military contingent, including fighter aircraft, to take part in the French National Day parade, where Prime Minister Modi will be the guest of honor. The traditional military parade is held in Paris during Bastille Day on the 14th of July. Greek president receives general elections final results, setting in motion a sequence of events following Sunday's poll, which resulted in no party with an overall majority. United States signs a new security pact with Papua New Guinea as it competes with China for influence in the Pacific. Papua New Guinea's location just north of Australia makes it strategically very significant. Thousands of military forces from 29 NATO member countries, the United States and others, launched joint military exercise in Albania and other Balkan states. The two-week exercise immediate response takes place in Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia and Slovenia, including approximately 2,800 US and 7,000 multinational participants from the US. South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol met with European Union leaders on Monday to discuss ways to strengthen bilateral cooperation on climate change and security. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock expressed a strong condemnation of human rights violations in Iran ahead of meeting of European Union foreign ministers in Brussels. Ukraine State Emergency Service reported Russian strike damaged one of its facilities in Dnipro. One person reported to have been injured in the strike. European Union slaps Meta with record $1.3 billion privacy fine, orders it to stop transferring user data across the Atlantic by October. And fire raced through a school dormitory in Guyana, killing at least 20 students and injuring an undetermined number of others. Austria's government has summoned the Hungarian ambassador and boosted security along the country's shared border in response to a decision by Hungary to grant early release to convicted human smugglers. In sports, Olympic champion Neeraj Chopra etched in the history books after becoming first Indian to attain world #1 ranking in men's javelin on Monday. Chopra, one of India's greatest track and field athletes of all time, dethroned Anderson Peters from the world #1 position. IPL playoff spots sealed after Gujarat's victory against Bangalore at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Bangalore star batsman Virat Kohli scripts history, slams 7th Indian Premier League century, becoming first player to hit the most hundreds in the tournament's history. Akash Madhwal becomes second uncapped player for Mumbai to take a 4-wicket haul in the IPL. Shubman Gill's extraordinary century outshone Virat Kohli's classic knock of 101 runs to help Gujarat beat Bangalore by 5 wickets in their IPL match. An Indian men's hockey team today left for London in the UK for their away FIH Hockey Pro League 2022-23 matches in Europe starting from the 26th of May. The team will start their first leg in London, where they will meet Olympic champions Belgium. Top badminton players PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy will be striving for a strong showing in the Malaysia Masters badminton tournament, which will be held from May 23rd to the 28th in Kuala Lumpur. Adrian Manarino advances to last 16 of Geneva Open following straight sets win over Filip Krajinovic. Real Madrid became EuroLeague winners for a record 11th time with a dramatic last gasp 79-78 win in the final against Olympiacos in Kaunas in Lithuania. And finally, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola was quick to praise title rivals Arsenal following the side's victory in this season's Premier League title race. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Superfast 50. Thanks for watching.